Hi, today at Mechanica's Evolutionary Talks, we have Mr. Mayak Jain, who is the CEO of eFile Electric. I welcome you, sir.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, Abdullah.
So, before starting the questions, can you just brief me about the company and the objective of the company?
Yeah, sure. First, I'll briefly introduce myself. This is Mayank Jain from eFil Electric. We are a pioneer tech OEM in the EV charging space. We started with the development of chargers, you can say, back in 2019, and we were the early, you can say, manufacturers or the tech producers in the EV charging space in India, particularly. And fast forward 5 years now, we have developed a portfolio of products from 3.3 kilowatt EV AC chargers all the way up to 240 kilowatt DC superfast chargers. And last year we have started, in fact, the exports to US as well, which is CCS1 and Tesla connector compatible products. So that way we have already come a long way, and I would say still it is a very early for us in terms of our you can say presence in the market, because we feel that the EV market is very at early stage. I mean, right now as well, the penetration of EVs is less than 3% in the four-wheeler segment, right? So there's a long way to go in the four-wheeler segment, particularly because our prime focus is into the four-wheeler segment. Although we have the LEV AC chargers which can cater to two-wheeler and three-wheeler sector also, but our prime focus is in the four-wheeler sector. That includes the four-wheelers, commercial as well as the passenger segment, like including the trucking and the buses also.
Okay, that's was insightful. Coming to the questions, can you just tell me what ambition does eFill Electric have for extending its charging station in large urban areas versus smaller town or rural areas?
So I'll just clarify that eFill Electric is a tech OEM, as in we are original equipment manufacturer, wherein we control or we have the rights over the IPs that we develop, or the product is developed in-house basically, and we manufacture the chargers and we supply to different charge point operators, fleet operators, you can say solution providers. So they have different, you can say, installation plans. They have different uh, like for different market, like for fleet they have different plans for the charging hubs. For different cities they have different expansion plans. Like for example, right now all the major CPOs are targeting or focusing on uh, the metro cities
Okay.
and the highways connecting the metro cities, because the penetration of EVs, whether it is two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four-wheeler, the penetration is much, or the adoption is much higher in the metro cities right now. But of course, I mean, as we move forward, the EV market is actually getting adopted in the tier 2 and tier 3 cities also. So I'll just to share you some of the examples. So already there are multiple retail charge point operators as well as the leading charge point operators who have installed chargers at tier 2, tier 3 cities also, like Kolhapur, Sholapur in Maharashtra, particularly in Karnal, and so these are the tier 2s and tier 3 cities that I'm talking about. Further, regarding town and villages, so we are expecting that there the adoption will be starting with the two-wheeler and three-wheeler segment,
Okay.
and the charging infra developed there. It would be primarily in the initial couple of years. It would be primarily the AC chargers.
Okay.
That can be like 3.3 kilowatt AC chargers up to maybe 7 kilowatt type 2 level 2 chargers that can cater to both like slow charging as well as medium charging. In case of four-wheeler, it can be a medium charging with level 2 charger of 7.2 kilowatt, right? So yeah, that's about it. And talking about the EFIL plan for the tier 2 tier 3 cities, so we don't directly, like I said, we don't directly install and operate the charging station, but we are already supplying to more than 65% of the charge point operators in India. So we are already catering to more than half of the charging market. I mean, the customers that are already onboarded cater to like more than 60% of the market. And further, we are already serving to the fleet operators also. So they are setting up hubs at different locations. Fleet hubs are going to be primarily in the metro cities,
Okay.
because the electric fleet right now are operational in the metro cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Kolkata, Bangalore. So that way, and it is now moving towards the tier 2, 3 cities also slowly. Yeah.
Okay. Leading this question to like, can you tell me how can electric, electric EV charging solution help to reduce the carbon footprint?
So it is directly basically reducing the carbon footprint, as in we are in the forefront of promoting the electric vehicle adoption,
Hmm.
and we are directly supporting the adoption through the charging solutions.
Okay.
So for electric vehicles to be there, they need the charging solution of the charging stations,
True.
and in a way we are directly contributing to the adoption of electric vehicles, and thereby directly contributing in the reduction of carbon emissions.
Hmm.
And in fact, we have gone to such an extent that we are now onboarded at a global platform called devstream, wherein carbon credits that are generated through the charging station, like for example, let's say the EV user is charging their vehicle, so
Hmm.
ultimately they are basically they are moving from the IC to the electric mobility, and
Okay.
thereby they already contributing in the carbon reduction, or the reduction in the carbon footprint, and
Okay.
that carbon footprint accounts for a carbon credit. So just to give you an example, so approximately uh, when 1500 units or 1500 kilowatt hour is used for the electric mobility, so one carbon credit is generated.
Okay.
One carbon credit is 1 ton of the carbon emission that we prevent getting into the atmosphere.
Okay.
Okay, so that is directly contributing to the carbon reduction, and we are already generating the carbon credits also, so as to get the benefit of the carbon credit in the global market.
Okay. Now can you just explain like what precaution does e-fuel electric takes to ensure the environmental sustainability of the charging station, specifically for the charging station?
Specifically for the charging stations, so now we are seeing a lot of new technologies that are coming up, and we are also adopting a new, in the sense that the reliability of the charging station should be higher, the efficiency should be higher, because if the efficiency is higher, then the energy losses would be less. It is directly basically you can say preventing the losses of energy, which is in a way is a sustainable call itself. So going forward, we are expecting that the norms would be there, stricter norms would be there to promote the higher efficiency chargers in the market, so that first of all, not just the efficiency part, but also the reliability also. So efficiency is one thing wherein it directly reduces the losses during the power conversion. Second is the reliability. When the customer is going to a charging station, the customer should be able to get the vehicle charged.
Hmm.
Otherwise, the experience of charging vehicle of a new EV adopter would get diminished, or would not be very you can say promoting in the sense of electric vehicle promotion right now need all the experience to be fruitful, or you can say encouraging, right?
Hmm.
So if the charging station is not operational, the EV user will get demotivated, and they would not prefer going for a long route with EVs, right? So for the sustainability, the efficiency is to be like taken care very well. Then furthermore, there are a couple of advanced solutions wherein we are working in clubbing the green energy, like which can be generated through solar or wind or any other green source, or you can say renewable source of energy, and that can be clubbed with the charging stations, so that the energy dispensed through the charger is green energy, and is actually contributing to the sustainability of the complete ecosystem.
So it was the company's steps towards the sustainability of charging stations. Can you just tell me what role does government incentives and subsidies play in e-fuels electric vehicle charging rollout strategy?
So government has been like promoting electric vehicles through different programs, not
Mm-hmm.
just the subsidies, but yes, subsidies also play a major role, just like it played in other countries like China and other European countries.
Mm-hmm.
So because in the early days, when the cost of new technology or new product is higher, so that point of time, industry needs some financial support.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about the government of India initiative, so government of India has already provided subsidies in different regimes or different stages. Like FAME one was the first
Mm-hmm.
uh, faster adoption of electric mobility. plan wherein the direct subsidies and indirect subsidies were given to the end customer to promote the demand or to generate the demand. So that is an indirect subsidy which is basically given to the, although it is given to the end customer, but it is a demand generative. So if the EV adoption is increased, so demand of electric vehicle will increase, and ultimately the demand of charging station will increase. So
Right.
that is an indirect way that we are getting the benefit of the government subsidies. And
Okay.
then further, government has now issued another policies, like different policies, wherein they have asked for a phased manner, wherein the localization is to be increased.
Yeah.
And that is where expecting further the new FAME 3 policy to be introduced, wherein some stricter mandates will be there for the localization, not just in the EV domain, but also in the charging domain. So we're
Okay.
expecting the mandates to be there in the FAME 3, wherein some benefits will be given to the OEMs who have localized the product in India, the charging stations. And we are expecting also that in the FAME 3, there might be some subsidies for the private charge point operators, so which directly will benefit the charging industry or the charging infrastructure.
Okay. So like, can you tell me like what new technologies or breakthrough in EV charging is eFill Electric currently investigating or developing?
So at EFIL, we believe in continuous innovation, continuous improvement,
Hmm.
and just to give you a perspective, we are having 40 plus team members in the R&D. So we are very leading, innovative, driven charger OEM, and we are already working with different government stakeholders or different government bodies, wherein we're jointly formulating some of the policies with the government bodies, which is directly going to impact the industry. Further, talking about the technology, we already have 7 patents grant at EFIL, and further we have a total portfolio of 20 plus patents right now. And and just to give you maybe two three gist of what's coming up at EFIL is we're going to launch hypervolt technology, which is directly going to save 4 to 6% of losses per hour for a charge point operator. So
Hmm.
it is going to revolutionize the EV charging industry. We are planning to launch maybe in the month of September or October this year itself, and it is going to be very disruptive in the sense that right now the charge point operators are losing approximately 4 to 6% of electricity or the units in terms of losses uh, per hour, which translates to approximately 75 to 1.5 lakh rupees yearly. So that's the impact that I'm talking about. The technology that we're building, it is going to have.
Okay, so we talked about the charging station. Now let's move to the electric three-wheeler segment. Like, how does eFill Electric intended to position its lithium-ion battery-powered electric three-wheeler in relation to the traditional ICE three-wheeler?
So in 2021, I mean, when we already had AC chargers product portfolio developed,
Hmm.
and we had 15 kilowatt CCS2 fast charger also.
Hmm.
So we felt that the market was very slow moving, the
Hmm.
charging industry particularly, because the EV industry itself was very slow. I'm talking about 2021. So now, I mean, there is much more speed or pace that we have seen recently,
Hmm.
and the numbers are also speaking itself. So earlier, in back in 2021, the numbers were not very encouraging. The market was very slow, but we had this realization that the charging market is going to be there, but it's going to be slow in the initial couple of years. That's why we pivoted ourselves at EFIL into the mobility domain, and
Okay.
that's why we like plan to enter into the three-wheeler manufacturing also. So we have a separate vertical where we have a separate team, and in which we are developing electric three-wheelers in the L3, and going forward we are launching the L5 electric auto also in the most probably by this year end itself. And so in the three-wheeler, I mean, we are already onboarding dealerships pan India
Hmm.
for the L3 vehicles. Our L3 vehicles come with first-in-class features, wherein we have introduced many safety features like combi brake system in L3 vehicle, e-rickshaws.
Hmm.
Then we have complete waterproof wiring harnesses. We have smart instrument clusters. We have a dual-speed gearbox system in the e-rickshaw So we have come up with number of advanced features in the L3 category, and coming up with a localized product made in India, designed in India, designed for India, basically.
Okay, so like, how does e-feel electric intended to make these electric three-wheelers affordable to a wide variety of customers?
So already, since we have already localized the technology and we are already working with many of the, you can say, established supply chain partners with us,
Hmm.
so we are able to match to the prices of the import kits.
Okay.
So thereby we will be able to, or we are able to match to the expectations or requirements of the end user in the three-wheeler market.
Mhm. Okay, coming to the last question, like, how does e-feel electric see the future of electric three-wheelers in India's transport system?
So electric three-wheeler is very exciting space. Already it is existing there in the market from more than, like, I think 13, 14 years now. It is the oldest, you can say, market in terms of three-wheeler, or sorry, electric vehicles in India. And as we speak, today the adoption is at 52 or 54%,
Hmm.
52 to 54% already. Every new vehicle which is sold, out of 100 vehicles, every 54 or 55 number of vehicles are electric, the three wheelers.
Okay.
Okay, and till now, the market was majorly uh, the L3 market in the three wheeler space, the electric market. Now going forward, already number of major three-wheeler OEMs have already launched their three-wheeler electric products. Like for example, Bajaj, Piaggio, they have already entered in the market.
Hmm.
And going forward, the adoption is drastically going to increase in the L5 space also. We are expecting by 2030 the number of three-wheeler electric three-wheelers sold every year would reach approximately 8 to 9 lakh vehicles.
Okay.
So the pace in the electric three-wheeler is quite faster, I would say.
Okay. Thank you. That was very insightful and informative. Thank you, sir, for having this interview. Uh, Thank you for taking your time, and I wish betterment for the e-fill. And
Thank you, thank you to the EV Mechanica team also